Alrighty, what is good guys? We are back, another YouTube video. We are doing another scooter review today. We're doing the Native 6 wide, the Advent V2, which is sitting right in front of me. I've actually had this for a long time now. I actually got this before the Lindworm, and I got this before the Flavor as well. This has just been sitting in my room. The reason I didn't do this first is because I didn't want to do a 6 wide review and then go to 5.5. So I kind of just got the 5.5s out the way. Now we're here with the big dog, the Native Advent V2. I actually have had two Native decks before, so I've had a V1, actually two V1s. I've had a white one, and I believe I had a raw one like this one as well. So I've been dying to get my hands on, or actually not get my hands on, dying to get my feet on this scooter. I'm very much looking forward to it because I know how much I do already like Natives and how much of a fan of Native I am. Native and Syndicate, huge shout out to them boys, Regan, Reese, you guys, you know, much love to you guys for supporting me and supporting the scootering scene and hooking me up with this deck. Straight off the bat, we're going to get into the weight of this thing. The Native right here is 1.95 kilograms. I'm not entirely sure if that's with all the materials on there, because I know that Syndicate like to weigh their stuff, obviously without the hardware and stuff like that on the scooter, but 1.95 kilograms is what we're looking at. It's just overall a pretty decent weight, but one of the first things, again, what I'm going to do when I get this scooter is I'm going to take the fender off and put the Trinity fender on. I'll probably ride this for a little bit, but to me, I'm not a huge fan of this fender. No offense, guys, but it looks a bit big and bulky. It probably performs really well, and obviously a fender is to stop your foot from hitting the wheel, and it would definitely do its job. But I'll put my Trinity fender on that one, and I'm also going to go back to 30mm wide wheels, which I'm looking forward to. I love riding 30 wide, and I especially like riding 30 wide with the 6. And the reason being is because with the 6 wide, obviously it is a fair bit wider, so when you go to carve around corners, having the wider wheels is going to give you that little bit more clearance as well, which is going to be what you want. So this is the 6x22 long version here. It does come in 6x23 as well. And obviously you have the 5.5 versions as well. So you can get a bunch of different sizes in the Advent 2 here. And the Advent 3 as well, which is probably a fair bit away from coming out, but they'll probably have the same options as well. I'm looking forward to seeing the Advent 3, if it's going to be the Advent 3 or the new versions of Native, because, you know, Native, I've seen them since the beginning, even when they made the all bars, everything like that, and just watching Native become what it is today has been a really cool experience. Head tube angle at 83 degrees, super nice. I love 83. I prefer 84. You guys already know this, but 83 is still very beautiful. Steeper head tube for me, just better for nose manuals. It gives it overall a good feel, and whips feel more controlled to me. I feel like you can kind of get your scooter more forward and centered with whips. Definitely helps. The foot space on the Native Advent 2 right here is 16.2 inches. I measured it all the way up to the brake here. I haven't actually moved the brake back. So if you are running, say, 100mm wheels, you're going to be able to get even more foot room. But I'm going to be riding 115/30, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to get for foot room. I'll have to re-measure it up once I put everything together. Again, I'm not going to be riding this video today. Well, it'll be in this video, but today I won't be able to ride it and film. It's quite wet outside, and I've got a couple of things I need to do. We're going to flip it onto the bottom. You guys know that the Natives are a completely flat bottom deck. So these guys were one of the first true, completely flat bottom decks that I know of. I remember when I first heard about the flat bottom and seen the flat bottom and even tried it, I was a bit skeptical at first. I wasn't a huge fan. I felt like I was kind of gripping a lot more, but it has slowly turned on me. I actually do love the flat bottom deck. Honestly, I don't have a preferred kind of style, I guess. I do like just kind of whatever. I do like the flat bottom though, because you do have a lot of surface area, and it does feel super nice to grind. But you look at the front right here, it's got little crook grooves as well, which is really awesome. And you're going to have quite a small blunt room, quite a small blunt space on the Advent 2 here. But it's going to be nice with back blunts. I see Kai and all them boys absolutely, and Levi, just absolutely like slaying blunts. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this thing turns up. The Advent 2 is compatible up to 30mm wide, which is really awesome. It also comes with a box, like a little bag of goodies. So it comes with spaces compatible for all kinds of wheels. This deck actually technically is 12mm compatible. Been saying that every deck is 12mm compatible. Obviously you got to be 30mm wide compatible, but you can actually downsize 12mm to 8mm. So all you need to do, little trick, very easy, is if you guys go into a scooter store and they have any of the old kind of reverse envy spaces, you just literally put them inside a 12mm wheel and it will fit on any scooter. That's something I could actually probably potentially do for this scooter right here if I have the tools necessary, or if I have the spaces. That'd be really cool. But I'm going to grip this bad boy up, get some little angles and stuff like that, put it together, go for a ride. You guys are going to see some clips. Alrighty, we are back today. We are actually going to ride this scooter today. I did the review kind of thing, talking about the scooter probably 3 or 4 days ago. I've rode this maybe 2 or 3 times now, but I thought I'd do a little bit of a scooter check and tell you what parts I'm riding rather than you guys just kind of seeing what I have. So from the top, we've got the earth grips right here. I cannot tell you what they are called, I forgot, but these are really nice. I actually do love my flavor grips, but these are just as thick. They're not quite as soft though, they do have a nice feel. I've got the triad bars as well. Again, couldn't tell you the name of the triad bars. I'd have to go have a look because I forgot. I only just put these back on. I was riding my Urban Art bars, but I've got the whole Ethic complete scooter as a whole. I didn't want to take it apart because you know what? I usually take my scooters apart, so I got some old parts or some random parts from home to put on this one. So the triad bars right here. The old faithful Tilt SCS. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Tilt SCS, one of the strongest SCSs around. I've had this SCS for God knows how long. It's still in great condition. I've gone through a fair few of tilt clamps. Not that I broke them, I just get a bunch of different parts. Got the Flavor headset right here with the silver top cap, super nice. Got the Native logo, colored in black with a black marker, it looks very nice. I've had these Urban Art forks for, I don't know, I'm gonna say at least 6-7 months. I asked them to send me a pair of 30 wide Urban Art forks, and I actually didn't even know that these were 30 wide. And these have been sitting in my room for, yeah, probably 6 or 7 months. And if I hadn't known they were 30 wide, I would have rode this a long time ago. But we've got the old faithful Eagle Radix wheels right here. Actually, wait, these are the DMT, maybe DTM, DTM, I don't know. Just some Eagle wheels in the classic purple. You guys know me. We got this Syndicate grip tape right here. So huge shout out to Syndicate, the Native boys, for actually hooking it up with this deck. And of course, we've got my baby, the Trinity fender right here on this bad boy. You guys can see I've done a few grinds on this, not too much. Actually, that's probably more scratched up than I thought, but we're doing pretty well with this thing. Enjoying it so far. This is my 3rd Native deck I've had, like I said earlier in the video. My first 6 wide Native, I've had 2 5 wides, which have been absolutely beautiful so far. The only differences between the Natives that I've rode in this one is the first Natives I had didn't have concave, so this has concave, which is nice. And they actually didn't have this crook groove right here, which is another feature obviously inbuilt with the Native. So we got my boy Charlie Stamp behind the camera right here filming me today. We're gonna go hang out, do some stunts on our scooters and have a good time. So we're probably gonna chill out here at Frankston Skatepark. We've got some noisy ass seagulls over there flying around, but the grey skies don't look very nice, but we're still gonna get some clips. So this is the first time I've had someone filming me in a while. It's gonna be very good. Treat for you guys, shout out to Charlie. But we've got no wax right here right now. I got some in the car, but honestly, we're gonna be leaving here soon, so there's no point going there. We're gonna try and do what we can with this grippy coping and the non-wax deck right now, but we're gonna have a treat, a blast, I don't know. Here's a tip for you guys, if you learn something one way, try to learn it the other. That is a super fun one. Try and do a back disaster, then like a front 180 to salad, back in, or the other way around. Very tricky, a lot of twisting of the hips. Some Jazzy Carter stuff. So we're going to finish this Frankston session off with a bang. We're going to do a little bit of a line. We're going to go up the 3 flat 3, turn around, precision down the 3 flat 3. So a little rail right there. We're going to go front side feeble on this stage 5 to fakie. We're going to see if we can one bang this right now. I didn't want to land faking an up rail. The way I jumped on was really weird, but we're going to take it. So we made it to Noble Park Skatepark. It is pretty overcast right now, so it's quite nice and cool. Got my spring attire on, got the shorts. I thought I busted out the shorts today, even knowing that it was going to be quite cold today, but it's not actually that cold, which is good. But we're at Noble. Like I said, I'm going to go over to this rail and right over there, maybe even the flat bar, or even over there. I'm going to get a couple of clips for you guys. Then I'm going to sit down and talk about this Native Advent 2 right here, tell you the good things, the bad things, all that kind of stuff. Well, I think we're going to call it quits here. That's the riding side of things. I'm going to talk about the scooter a little bit. I'll see you in a sec. So we just got done with the riding side of this review. Now we're going to talk a little bit about this scooter. So I got the Native Advent 2, said about 1,000 times in this video. 6x22, feels really, really nice. Comparing it to my most recent scooter that I did a review on, which was the Ethic. This has a pretty decent amount of footroom compared to the Ethic. It's slightly bigger. I even put the Trinity fender on there just to get a little bit more footroom. But with the Ethic, that was the best thing about it. I could move the Trinity fender back a lot and gain about an inch and a half foot space, which is really nice. You can do the same thing with this Native here. I am riding 115s. If you are riding 110s or even 100s, you can get a little bit more footroom. The back pegs right here, the plugs, whatever you want to call them, super nice. I definitely love the pegs on a square back end right here. They're replaceable. They just grind a lot better with a rounded surface. The only downfall that I don't like about them is they get really chewed out. They get destroyed quite quickly. So at the bottom of mine, they're actually quite sharp. So if I'm to do a trick, the scooter's to bounce up, hit me in the shin, this will definitely slice me open. But it's part of the game. I mean, it just happens. Suck it up, I guess. You just got to deal with it. Turning onto the bottom, you can see I've done a fair bit of grinds. Again, I do grind the more front half of my deck rather than the middle. Not getting the middle of the deck right now, doesn't really matter, doesn't faze me too much. But for board sides in general, it feels really, really nice. I do notice with the flat bottom deck, you do need to wax it up a fair bit more than, say, your standard 2 grind rails. It's just more contact or more surface on the actual rail alleged you're grinding. So it's just a bigger pinch point, I guess you could say. So you're just gonna have more surface area actually touching the ramp. When it comes to crooks felt super nice. I don't think I even filmed any crooks in this video, but I've done a bunch of crooks today with Charlie. The crook groove right here feels really, really nice. Back blunts feel really good too. I've done a couple of blunt grinds. Again, I didn't do it in the video, but the only thing that I would improve, or not really improve, would change about this deck would be I'd increase the blunt room a little bit. To me personally, I do like a little bit bigger blunt space. Coming from an urban art where it feels like it's a massive blunt space, and I was riding a deck, one of them decks for a long time, I did get used to a wider blunt space. I feel like I can't, if I'm doing a trick on the coping, say if I was doing like a whip back blunt, I can't lock it in quite as nicely as I could with, say, an urban art or a grit right here with something with a curved head tube where I can lock it in a bit better. But that doesn't really affect my tricks too much. It felt really, really nice. The concave was a big improvement coming from the old Native where it didn't have concave at all. Where the concave on this, I couldn't tell you what it is, but it feels quite nice. I'd like to increase it a little bit more. The Aztec had been my favorite concave ratio so far. That was a massive concave. It felt like a skateboard. It felt super, super nice. Deck is holding up perfectly. Just a little bit loose, but that's okay. It's part of riding your scooter. If it comes loose, or if it doesn't come loose, you're not riding hard enough, jump some gaps. I did a gap over there somewhere, you guys. Yeah, somewhere over there. You guys probably would have seen it on my Instagram, but I bailed a couple of times just to get the gap. So that is why it's loose. But overall, this scooter is really nice. There isn't anything I don't like about this scooter. There's a bunch of things I do like, but nothing has really caught me off guard, or it's nothing that stands out that I don't like. So huge shout out to Native and the Syndicate guys for sending this out to me. But that's gonna do it for this video today, guys. If you did enjoy this one, be sure to give it a like, comment, subscribe, do all that kind of good stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.